everybody, this is Darryl with C.H.A.M.P Services. Thank you for joining me. As you've seen in the beginning of this video, it was me, a 320-pound fat guy parading around in front of a mirror at a gym. And I suspect that in the coming days, weeks, and months that other people seeing this video, after me holding up a card that says, "What do you see?" will answer by saying, "I see a fat guy walking around in front of a mirror looking at himself." What they won't know is that I was once close to a 500-pound guy who is now on a journey to health and a journey to weight loss, and will be for the rest of his life, and is feeling the best that he's felt in his entire life. So what I wanted to get in this short video is going to be get across in this short video is that index card that says, "What do you see?" It wasn't about me, it was about you. What do you see when you look in the mirror? And the reason I ask this is because the way we see ourselves is often a direct reflection on how we deal with some of the struggles and obstacles in life and how we face them. We often view ourselves as weak or failures, and it could be from years and years of yo-yoing diets up and down, where we've had some success and then failed, and some success and failed in other areas of our life. And we also have outside influences, perhaps in relationships or our employment, where people seem to always be putting you down, and you have a lot of things, and we develop a poor me or why me sort of self-pity syndrome. And that's human nature. However, that attitude of poor me, why me, is a attitude that will reflect again in how you deal with everything, and also sort of the results you can expect in future things. And this is where, when you have this constant feeling that you're being put down, and it very well could be happening. I'm not discounting that in the least, and I'll explain why it's to be expected, is that it is your esteem. We all heard that term, self-esteem. This person has low self-esteem, or this person, I know I have low self-esteem, and that's the ability for you to love yourself. It's a common phrase, we've all heard it. I can guarantee you that 90% of the people watching this video right now are shaking their head in agreement that says, yeah, you know, I don't feel real great about myself all the time. And what I want to do is just have you reflect on something. This isn't going to be some cure-all psychology session, but just something to think about. And when we take the term self-esteem, I want you to think about something called self-compassion, okay? And before I even get into what self-compassion is, I want you to understand about struggles and obstacles and sort of the crap storm that a lot of us can face in life at different times and different individual realities that we all have. Is that when we're born, there is never anybody there handing out cards saying, "You're going to have a good life, you're going to have a lot of problems, you're going to be struggling, you're going to be rich, you're going to be poor, you're going to be fat, you're going to be skinny, you're going to have this health issue, you're going to be healthy." You know, we all have issues, we all have struggles. They might be different ones at different times and different things. Many are personal that we don't share, many are personal we never know about. How many times do you hear something about someone and say, "Oh my gosh, I never knew that person was going through that," or "I never realized they had a problem," or things like that. So please don't, you know, we have a tendency as human beings to departmentalize everything and say, "Why me? Why does everything always happen to me?" Have you heard that? Why does everything always happen to me? Well, guess what? It does happen to everybody. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, that doesn't necessarily make you feel any better, but that's the way life is. And that's another thing. Sometimes you got to just toughen up a little bit. You got to be able to take some of the bumps in the road and just toughen up a little bit. If you have a family and you have kids, You would want them to be just a little tougher so they don't feel too picked on, too bullied by life. And as you get older and become more independent, you know that life doesn't get any easier. Okay? But that doesn't mean you can't tackle it and conquer. What's the difference? We all have obstacles and struggles. That's something that is the common variable or among all of us. What's the difference? Is that how we react to those obstacles and struggles. Okay, so you can either attack them. When you look in the mirror, are you seeing the weak person? Are you seeing the broken down person? Are you seeing the person that has failed constantly? Or can you work on your attitude and say, I see the person that's been scarred, but also the person that's learned from those scars and learned lessons and how to become stronger and has survived those scars and can face new obstacles and new struggles. If you begin to look at things with a more positive attitude, and if you have a setback, you don't let it bury you, you just you restart. You have to keep restarting sometimes. If you're in a race, and please don't take it as weight loss is a race. It's not a race. But I'm saying if you have a goal toward better health and you start to get pushed back as you're going toward it, you got to fight harder and just keep going in the right direction. You can do it. It's inside you. Different people have different strengths, but you have to believe it first. You have to believe it first. And I know that there's outside influences on people that affect you and can keep hammering you down. These problems aren't going to be solved in a 8-minute video. But if you can work on yourself first, you'll find your surroundings will get better and easier. If you can say, I'm not going to be a victim, I'm going to be victorious. I know it sounds like a cheesy cliche, but it's true. Just say, I'm going to work and I'm going to achieve it. And think positive and be positive, and you'll see results. If you expect failure, you'll get failure. If you expect positivity, you got a heck of a lot better chance than if you were expecting failure. That's the best way I can think there. When it gets back to that self-compassion, again, we're all going to have struggles and obstacles. So I want you to be able to forgive yourself. If you're blaming yourself for past failures, forgive yourself. Let that go. You know, when you look in the mirror and nobody's around, that's what I want you to, how do you see yourself? When nobody can hear you, say out loud, say, that's how I see myself as. And be more positive. Because I know you can do that. You have the ability to decide on how you're going to react. And that is such a big thing. Basically, give yourself a break. Lighten up. I just wanted to make sure I got that point across. Is you can forgive yourself. It doesn't have to be deep. Just give yourself a break. I see people and I hear people all the time beating themselves up because they had a setback or they had a failure or they gave in on something, and then everything becomes a joke and they just lose that focus. Okay? Mirror, mirror on the wall, what do you see? I see a person that can do whatever they put their mind to. Okay? You got this. Till next time, Darryl with C.H.A.M.P Services.